It's leg 2 of the Europa League Quarterfinals. All 4 games will kick off at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, April 17th. The first game we'll look at all 4 in different videos, so be sure to check them all out. First one, Lazio versus Bodo Glimt. If we look back to leg 1 last week, it was 0-0 at the half. Bodo, on their home field in Norway, exploded with goals in the 47th and 69th minutes in the second, and they won 2-0. Both goals coming from Ulrich Santnes. The stats in that game: 59% possession for Bodo, shots 18-6, shots on target 6-1. Let's get into the odds head-to-head and best bets in this game. If you like the videos, be sure to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, become a member as well for extra picks each week. Lazio favorites in leg 2, back at home in Italy, -264 the draw, +425. Bodo Glimt, big underdogs at 6-1. Now, if we look to just advance by any means, if this game goes to extra time or PKs, Lazio +125, Bodo Glimt -175 right now, since they are up 2-0. For Lazio, they drew 1-1 with Roma this weekend. They remain 6th in Italy. Rovella returns from suspension last week. Castellanos came off the bench, so he could see more time this week as well. You would expect Lazio to win, being back at home here, but winning has been tough in recent weeks. For Lazio, they've only won 1 of their last 7, 2 of their past 12, and oddly, all of their recent wins have been on the road. In this time, they've piled up lots of draws, with 4 draws in 7 and 6 draws in their last 12. Being shut out versus Bodo last week is the second time in 9 where they've not scored. Meanwhile, they've only kept 1 clean sheet in 10 games and only 2 in 17 if we go even further back. The under 2.5 recently is on a 6-1 run. Oddly, in Lazio's past 5 home games, they've not gotten any wins. In fact, they've all been draws with scores of 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, and 2-2. Now, both teams to score is also on a 10-0 run in their home games. If you look at only home Europa League games going back all the way to 2019, they've not lost any of their last 13 in this competition when playing at home. For Bodo Glimt, the new Norwegian season just got started. Bodo's won 1-0 and 3-0. They also have a win in the cup game to start off, and they were off this weekend, so they should be fresh as they were given the weekend off. They've not played many games yet in 2025, but in all competitions recently, they are 6-0-1 in recent competitive matches. They've scored in 19 straight across all competitions, including in 12 of 13 Europa League games and each of their last 11 in this tournament. However, on the road in the Europa League, they have just 1 win, and in their last 4, it's been a 3-2 loss, a 1-1 draw, 2-1 loss, and a 2-1 loss. Not a lot of wins, but they keep scoring. Bodo, so close to setting some history in this game, as no team from Norway has ever made it to the semifinals of a European competition. If they can just not lose by more than 1 goal here, they will be that team to make Norwegian history. There is also this stat that stands out in their favor: teams who have won the first leg by 2 or more goals since the Europa League rebranded into the new format have moved on 94% of the time. So it's very rare, if a team goes up by 2, that they don't move on. Lazio, though, they're clearly the better team. They're at home. They need to get the win. They were the top team in the league phase. They do, though, rarely keep a clean sheet. Bodo are rested, should be full of confidence, in good form, but are not typically very good on the road. They don't need to get the win to move on here. Different options. Lazio to win, maybe in a parlay, -264. Both teams to score. I think it's Lazio you would certainly expect to score. Bodo, despite not being great on the road, usually still gets on the score sheet. So -120 for both teams to score. Certainly a good option all by itself. Or create a combo. Lazio to win, both teams to score at +194. We'll make that the best bet in this game for this Europa League game between Lazio and Bodo Glimt on Thursday.